There's an old story about a man who walked through life looking completely unburdened by a single care. When a curious friend asked how he stayed so calm, the man explained that he had simply hired someone for $2,000 a week to do all his worrying for him. His friend was stunned. "How can you possibly afford $2,000 a week?" he asked. The man just smiled and said, "I can't, but finding the money is his problem now." That story strikes a chord for anyone who has ever felt their own anxiety as a heavy physical pack. We carry a universal craving to outsource that weight, to hand the crushing mental load of our what-ifs to someone else. But because we haven't found a professional worrier to put on retainer, we end up carrying a massive psychological debt completely on our own. Worry is more than a feeling. It is a labor-intensive attempt to control variables that are, by their nature, uncontrollable. This mental effort has a high price. When we project our minds into the future to fix problems that haven't happened yet, we drain the emotional currency we need to actually live through today. It is an isolating process. Lying awake at 3 a.m., running through worst-case scenarios, creates a cycle of burnout that leaves us feeling hollow and fearful. A human mind trying to manage billions of what-ifs is like an engine running in the red for too long. Eventually, the gears lock and the system shuts down. This makes self-managed worry a bankrupting strategy. It is a slow-motion collapse of our finite internal resources. We can find a way out of that collapse by redirecting our attention. In the book of Isaiah, the perspective shifts away from the internal static of the human mind and out toward the vastness of the cosmos. This chart maps the observable universe, hundreds of billions of galaxies, each containing billions of stars. Yet the Creator brings out the starry host one by one, calling each by name. Every pinprick of light is individually tracked and accounted for. Ultimate power is demonstrated here by sustaining infinite, chaotic variables without losing a single one. When we place our easily exhausted emotional limits next to that level of management, we can see why we feel so overwhelmed. Unlike a human mind that drains under pressure, God possesses inexhaustible attention. He never grows weary, distracted, or stretched too thin by the demands of a universe. You might wonder why a power capable of managing galaxies would focus on one person's mundane daily fears. Infinite capacity removes the need for triage. Managing the orbit of a star does not subtract a single percentage of focus from a single individual. Divine attention is not a limited resource that has to be divided. The scale now collapses. We move from the edge of the universe directly down to the room where you are sitting right now. The realization is this: the same power holding the stars in their orbits is the power used to know and protect you. This shift in perspective allows us to drop the heavy illusion of control we've been carrying. We can finally let go of the wheels we were never actually turning. Peace is achieved by outsourcing our anxiety to the only entity with the infinite capital required to manage it. You don't have to carry the weight of tomorrow on your own shoulders today. Lord, I am tired of trying to manage everything on my own. I surrender my fears and my need for control into your hands. Thank you for seeing me, for knowing my name, and for carrying the burdens I was never meant to hold. Amen. You are never left to face hardship or uncertainty alone. The one who calls the stars by name is standing with you. And remember, worry ends where faith begins.